Hey everyone, what's up? Back with another Fate Granddaughter video here today. Today I'm going to be discussing and going over the Oniland raid, as well as the point ladder. This is coming a bit late in the raid, granted. It still will be useful for the ladder though. I guess I'll go over the ladder first while I wait for the last AP point to recharge. So, with the ladder, it goes all the way up to 2 million points. And there are rewards down here, like golden apples, but the thing is that unless you're doing just the last bit on that AP, then it probably doesn't make sense to go for it. Really, what your goal is to be going for this, the final copy of Royal Icing, is where you want to get to. Or this one if you want the Buster one, although there are better Buster ones that you should have already. And if you really are feeling like you have a lot of extra apples, you can go for the second lore. When you're starting off, you're going to get a lot of pretty basic rewards. However, the things that are going to be the most important early on are obviously, things like summon tickets, Shuten's, the welfare servants' ascension materials, as well as the CEs and the damage bonuses. Now, damage bonuses, like this one, are what let you go over the entire raid in 3 turns, 5 turns, whatever. If you're doing it in less than 5 turns, you're probably good. As you can see up here, it says that my event attack bonus is 500% because I've already hit the final one, which is quite late in the chain, actually. Might have been that one, actually. So the final damage bonus you can get is at 1.25 million, where you will be doing 500% damage total. You'll only be doing it with certain card types, however, using CEs. I'm going to take Scotty. Now I do have C29 in the back, but to be honest, there's a ridiculous amount of comps that'll work. Almost any servant can pretty much do this. Once you get the 500% damage bonus, it's getting them that's the difficult part. So you may want to do some free quests before you begin the raids, so you have some damage bonus, even if it's not 500, of course. Like even 140 would be amazing to help boost you on the raids. So I actually have C29 in the back row because when I had much lower damage increase, I needed C29's MP in order to continue through with this. So as you can see, the strongest one has 2.5 million health, and each of these servants have a card type that the bonus applies to. So for example, if I use one of Medusa Lily's arts cards there, it will do just its normal amount. But her NP here is going to do an absolutely absurd amount of damage due to the quick buff it gets. The downside to this is buffs like Scotty's quick buff are much weaker. So you're going to see here how much damage that 500% really boosts it by. So as you can see, this Lily is pretty much going to be able to take out the majority of the raid boss's health in 1 turn. And then you can see even Scotty's base arts card did a significant amount of damage. And then you can pretty much face card for the rest when you do something like this. You could always have Plug Suit, and I can buff to the point where I can one-shot this, but I'm trying to work on my Arctic Mystic code, which is why I'm not doing that. But with, I've tested this with characters like Wu, like Alexander, Atalanta, any of them add enough of a damage buff that Medusa Lily can one-shot. So if you have any of the casters, like Waver or Scotty, and you borrow one, then you can probably plug suit in a off-support servant like Alexander and clean up in one shot if you really want to be one-shot raids. So unless you're planning on spending a large number of apples on it, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. As you can see, we're just gonna finish it up here. Probably. Let's probably finish it. But yeah. So the thing about this raid is it can go really fast, or it can take over a day like this one has. Now on JP, if I'm not mistaken, it was done in measly 6 hours. But here it took what, 30, 32 amount of time it's going to be done. So next year it's really unclear, but in general you just want to farm as much of the raid as possible within reason. If you don't have the apples or are saving them for a future like lotto event, like for example I'm saving a lot of mine for the Christmas lotto event, then you might not want to try and max out the point ladder as quickly as possible. But yeah, as you can see, the damage bonus pretty much lets you take almost all the health in one turn. And even without using any skills, as you saw, I did lose Anna because I didn't use any skills. But without using any skills, you can just face card after that point. In the shop, you are going to want to make sure you have enough for the extra copies of Shuten and the foes, of course. But also, you're going to want to be able to get the 2 copies of each of the 3 different CEs here. I also grabbed the card openers because it's always nice to get as many of them as possible. Getting these from the shop before the raid is incredibly important, because if you can't get one from the event ladder, then you won't have any, and it will be near impossible to clear the raid without any kind of bonus at all. Additionally, the amount of points you'll be getting goes up with each one of these CEs that you have on your team, and there are also special characters that can help with that, like Seatonai. So, yeah, I hope everyone has had good luck with the raid, and I will see you next time. I hope you all enjoy, and have fun with your grinding.